Hey guys, Joshua Gundam here, and this is a video about unboxing FOP. My health is improving. I'm starting to be able to use my imagination again. It's so unhealthy that, deep, imaginative thought just wasn't there. So I spent my time, trying to work on customs or other things, Never giving up the dream of making Gundam Father a piece, just not having a choice. And so today, pulling stuff out. And I thought some of you guys would like to see what that's like. So, a lot of the prop storage is up here in this huge closet. And I'm always going through props because you need to get rid of stuff on a regular basis. / make more. It's a never-ending process. And this is the command center for Gundam Father piece for Bradburn Base. Same one that Kathy rams into in episode 2, part 2. And what we need to make is episode 2, part 3. So not episode 3, just part 3. And I'm not going to give you the full tour of the base, but these are the consoles. They've gathered dust, so everything will need dusted. These are just some spare Girl G.I. Joe heads that need dremeled out. Just been kept there for safekeeping. The Federation logo fell off the wall, so it needs put back on. The floor is grungy. Ugh. But it's been about 2 years. So it's been a while. I'm really excited about doing this. The scene that opens up part 3 needs to be a scene where the base commander and the 2 girls that man these stations are there. So we'll need them. And so then brings us to, where are they at? And I believe they're kept inside here. Inside the spy's base. Well, no, that's not the spy's base. That's elsewhere. So a lot of Fatties are kept inside these boxes for safe storage and safekeeping. And that's where I keep nearly everybody. This is one of the body types that we use for the girls. That's shade. So this will take some time. That's not the right one, though. They may have been being used elsewhere or being stored elsewhere. There's a couple different places I keep G.I. Joes. So we'll set her there. These are G.I. Joes that are in the process of being produced or painted, helmets, a couple of heads. This is one of the boxes I keep Joes in. So in order to do a scene, the stuff needs cleaned up. You gotta find all the figures you're gonna use for it. There's our base commander right there. Played by Dan Lewis, a friend of mine from high school. There's a spy, Werner, a new commander, or a new guy named Commander Schill. I don't think my camera's on macro, so we'll just have to do. Commander Schill will show up in part 3. Some more Fetty bodies and engineers. Got a lot of engineers. Might make just a few more, but I'm not sure. So we've kind of found one of the girls. This is just kind of the process have to go through to find stuff. We also keep figures inside this. Isn't that awesome? I love this thing. But the dust is pretty thick. That's probably the reason why the Joes get kept elsewhere. Before stuff gets paint or used for animation, it'll probably all be dusted off real nicely. This is where I keep a lot of unpainted characters. There's just a Fetty. There's a body type. There's some of our mercenaries who will be showing up in part 3. Different versions of Shadow. Different characters. Xeon. Bridge Girls. So, no, doesn't look like she's in there either. So, I don't know. Guess I'll have to keep looking for her later. We also keep a huge pile of heads. Because, the body types here in the Gundam Father piece are pretty standard. They're this body type or they're this body type. And they get painted roughly the same. And I'll just... This one actually has magnets in its feet, as does our base commander, which helps them stand a little bit better. This is all of the girl heads. And so we had 2 girls inside the base, and this was one of them, I think. But, you know, you gotta check for continuity. So, you know, you go look up the old stuff, figure it out, and that's how you make sure. Continuity is important, especially if you put something down for a while. You need to go recheck stuff. And there's a lot of Gundam Father piece for Part 3 that's already been made, but there's a lot of it still not made. And so it's going to be a lot of work. But let's just assume, because, you know, I'm going off memory. So there we go. We got one of our characters for the scene. Of course, the set needs cleaned up. And she was usually over here. And so, here's the thing about Gundam Father Piece. The general storyline is written. It's generally planned out, as in these certain key events happen. And there's these characters, and certain characters will be there, ideally. But a lot of the dialogue and things, I don't write out ahead of time. And, yeah, it's probably not the best way to do it. But, in a way, and this probably won't make sense to people, you know, because you write the entire story, you figure everything out, and then you do it. But with Gundam Father Piece, in a way I'm playing with my toys in really slow motion and recording it for everyone to see. So while I might decide this should happen and this should happen during the battle scene, I don't plan out every detail about how it happens. I film it as I play it. And I see what happens. And sometimes that's with the dialogue as well. Or actors will come up with better dialogue. I mean, I do write the dialogues and stuff. But for instance, this scene right here hasn't been written. At the time, it was planned, but I didn't know exactly what I should write. So I didn't. I just said this scene needs to exist. I'll write it later. And what I'm planning now, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, but it's the first scene. You know, Kathy's just been killed, and so the base commander will be here. He'll be looking at the screen, talking to someone on the screen. And this one will be calling for reinforcements. Her name's Natalie. And Natalie's calling for reinforcements, things like that. And the one here is a redhead. She looks like Zeeks. And so she'll be trying to get a hold of Kathy to no avail. And there will be somebody on, you know, one of these screens, and they will be saying, you know, we'll do our best to hold them off, you know, because they're barricading the doors to the base facility. And that's already been filmed and edited. So I think that's right here.
Our barricade should hold. The Zeons won't make it past us.
Yeah. Something
Our barricade should hold. The Zeons won't make it past us.
It's already been mouth animated.
Our barricade should hold. The Zeons won't make. Our barricade should hold. The Zeons won't make it past us.
And so that will be on one of these screens. But also there will be somebody, you know, giving a damage report because Kathy rammed into the building or something. And then all of the screens will, like, flicker and kind of fuzzy interference. And the Zeons will take over every single screen. And they will be saying, calling for the Federation's surrender. Unconditional surrender. And, you know, to which our base commander goes, you know, and then all the power gets shut off or something like that. I haven't figured out all the details. It's not refined yet. So you might be watching, you know, the actual Part 3 later and going, whoa, that's different. Yeah, it might be. Because this is what I'm brainstorming at the moment. Either way, the scene happens where they're here. They're trying to contact Kathy. That part's always been known for sure. The rest I'm kind of figuring out based on other stuff that's happening in the series. Because the Zeons are going to blow the doors. Those barricades are not going to hold, and they're going to storm the facility. And we're going to hope that the Oxel Gundam gets there in time to save these people in here. In which case they'll probably have, their pistols and rifles pulled out and try and defend. I don't know. But I also have to decide if the power gets shut off. I mean, that might be a little too easy. If they haven't broken into the building yet, and this is the main combat control facility, it shouldn't be so easy to take out the power for. So that may not happen. But they may, splice into the communications after a great deal of effort and, block all their signals by calling for their surrender. Or at least temporarily until these guys bypass it or something. Either way, the message needs to get sent that they're being called to surrender. Kathy is not being able to be gotten a hold of, and Natalie over here is calling for reinforcements to come and guard the main facility. And those Doms, they took near everybody out. So there's not a whole lot of people left to come to their rescue. This is my first time unboxing this stuff in 2 years. And unbox this ahead of time, as you can tell, because one of the characters' body types is still missing. But I'm really excited about this. I'm excited about starting to work on Gundam Father of Peace again. I can't tell you when it's going to be released, but I can tell you that I'm well enough, I think, to start working on it again. And that is a really big deal. And there's some really cool stuff coming. So make sure to stay tuned. Catch you guys later.